숙면을 책임질 야책남, 야심한 시간에 책 읽어주는 남자 러블리입니다. Hey guys, I'm your lovely night for your deep sleep tonight. It's 2:56 a.m. It's real. Today's bedtime storytelling is a scandal in Bohemian and Sherlock Holmes stories. Are you ready to sleep well? I will lead you to lovely dreamland. Let's go. A scandal in Bohemia. Eileen Adler had always been the woman on Sherlock Holmes' mind. In his eyes, she is more important than any other woman. This isn't to say that he loved her. It was difficult to see his emotions, especially love for a woman. Many thought that emotions did not exist in his cold, precise, and intelligent mind. In my eyes, he was the most precise reasoning and observing machine in the world. Sherlock Holmes rarely spoke of love and other soft emotions. When he did, it was with a mocking smile. Emotions usually reveal much to an observer. They reveal men's motives and actions. But to a trained listener, such as Sherlock Holmes, they are unwelcome. They are merely obstacles. A grain of sand in a sensitive instrument, or a crack in one of his high-power lenses is less disturbing to him than a strong emotion. And yet, there was only one woman on his mind, and that woman was the late Eileen Adler. I had not been able to see Holmes often lately. My marriage had driven us away from each other. I was busy. I was happy, and all my attention was given to home-centered interests. Holmes, however, hated every form of society. He had a true bohemian soul. He stayed in an old apartment on Baker Street, buried among his old books. As ever, he was deeply attracted to the study of crime. He used his abilities and extraordinary powers of observation to find out clues. He solved mysteries which the police had given up on. From time to time, I heard news of his accomplishments, of his journey to Odessa, and the case of triple murder, of him solving the tragedy of the Atkins brothers and Trincomalee, and of the mission which he had successfully accomplished for the royal family of Holland. Beyond this, I heard of my former friend and companion. On the night of the 20th of March, 1888, I was going home after seeing a patient. As I walked through Baker Street, I passed the door of the apartment, which I remembered very well. I was suddenly seized with a desire to see Holmes again. I wanted to know what he was doing with his extraordinary gifts. His room was brightly lit. As I looked up, I saw the silhouette of his tall, spare figure against the blinds. I could tell by the way he walked back and forth that he was at work again. He was thinking hard on some new problem. I rang the bell and was led up to the room which I used to share with Holmes. As a race, Holmes was subtle, but I think he was glad to see me, without saying a word, but with a kind expression. He pointed to an armchair. I sat down, and he passed me his case of cigars and a glass of brandy. Then he stood before the fire and looked at me in his usual thoughtful way. "Marriage suits you, Watson," he said. "It looks like you have gained 7.5 pounds since the last time I saw you." "7," I answered. "A little more than 7, I think." It was. "Seems that you have been getting yourself very wet lately, and you have an inexperienced and careless servant girl. Am I right?" "My dear Holmes, you're right," said. "I had a country walk on Thursday and came home in a dreadful mess. But as I have changed my clothes, I don't know how you knew that. As for Mary Jane, she is helpless. I think my wife is going to fire her." "But again, how did you figure that out?" He giggled and rubbed his wrong hands together. "It's simple," said Holmes. "I can see that on the inside of your left shoe. The leather has 6 cuts. Obviously, they have been caused by someone carelessly scratching around the edge of the sole to remove mud from it." I could not help but laugh at the ease with which he explained everything. "When you explain your reason to me, they always seem so ridiculously simple," I said. "My eyes and ears are as good as yours, and I feel like I could easily do it myself. Still, I am always confused until you explain your process." Holmes lit a cigarette and threw himself down into an armchair. You see, but you do not observe, he said. For example, you have frequently seen the steps which lead up from the hall to his room. Yes, how many times? Well, probably hundreds of times. Then, do you know how many steps there are? I don't know. There you go. You have seen but not observed. I know that there are 17 steps because I have both seen and observed. By the way, you may be interested in this. After all, you are good enough to record one or two of my traveling experiences. He gave me a thick, pink-tinted letter which had been lying open on the table. It came by post, he said. Read it out loud. The letter had no date, signature, or address. The letter said, at 7:45 this evening, a gentleman will come to your house. He wishes to talk to you about a serious matter. What you have done for one of the royal houses of Europe has shown that you can be trusted with matters of great importance. Many people have told us how great you are. Wait for the gentleman at your apartment. He might come wearing a mask, but please do not be offended. This is a mystery, I said. What do you think this is all about? I have no data yet, he said. It is foolish to theorize before one has data. Without data, one begins to twist facts to match theories. Take another look at the note. What can you run from it? I carefully examined the letter. The man who wrote it was probably rich. I said, this kind of paper is very expensive. It is strangely strong and stiff. You're right, said Holmes. It's not an English paper. Hold it up to the right. I did so, and noticed a large E with a small g, A, P, and a large G with a small t woven into the texture of the paper. It's probably the monogram of the maker, I said. You are wrong. The G with the small t stands for Gesellschaft. It means company in German. Of course, P stands for paper, meaning paper. Now for the EG, let us take a look at our Continental Gazette. He took down a heavy brown book from his shelves. Egloni, here we are, Egria. It is Bohemia, not far from Carlsbad, famous for being the scene of the death of Wallenstein, and for its numerous glasses factories and paper mills. His eyes sparkled as he blew a thick cloud of smoke from his cigarette. So the paper was made in Bohemia? I asked. Correct. And the man who wrote the letter is German. So there only remains one question. What does this German who writes on Bohemian paper and wears a mask to hide his face want from me? And here it comes. As he spoke, there was a sharp sound of horses' hoofs and wheels grating against the edge of the pavement. The bell rang and Holmes whistled when he got up. Sounds like there are two of them, he said. Yes, a nice coach and two beautiful horses, he continued, glancing out of the window. They must cost at least 150 guineas apiece. I think I will be making some money in this case, Watson. There was a loud tap on the apartment door. Come in, said Holmes. A big man with the chest and limbs of Hercules walked in. His clothes were made from the most expensive materials. So expensive, in fact, that in England he would be looked upon as having bad taste. The man carried a hat in his hand. He rolled a black mask across the upper part of his face. The mask extended down past the cheekbones. From the lower part of his face, one could see that he was a man of strong character. He had a thick hanging lip and a long straight chin. His facial features and expression suggested strong personality, even stubbornness. Did you receive my letter? He asked in a deep, harsh voice. He had a strongly marked German accent. I told you that I would come by. He looked at me and then at Holmes, as if he were uncertain which to address. Please take a seat, said Holmes. This friend and colleague, Dr. Watson, he is sometimes smart enough to help me in my cases. And how should we address you? You may address me as the Count von Kram, a Bohemian nobleman. This gentleman, your friend, is a man of honor. Can I trust him with a matter of the most extreme importance? If not, I should much prefer to talk to you alone. I rose to go, but Holmes caught me by the arm and pushed me back into my chair. You hire either both of us or none, he said. You can trust this gentleman with anything which you may say to me. The Count shrugged his broad shoulders. Then I will begin, he said. But first you must both promise to keep what I tell you secret for 2 years. After 3 years, the matter will be of no importance. But right now, what I am about to tell you may change the course of European history. I promise, said Holmes, and I at the same time. Please Excuse this mask, continued the Count. The person who employs me wishes me to be unknown to you. Also, the title by which I have just called myself is not exactly my own. I already knew, said Holmes dryly. We are dealing with something very sensitive. Every care has to be taken to get rid of what might grow into a big scandal that can seriously hurt one of the royal families of Europe. The matter is regarding the great house of Holstein, the kings of Bohemia. I knew that too, murmured Holmes. He fell back into his armchair and closed his eyes. Our visitor looked at Holmes with surprise. Holmes had no doubt been described to him as the most incisive and energetic private detective in Europe. Holmes slowly reopened his eyes and looked impatiently at his new client. If your Majesty were to reveal himself and be honest with me, I would be a better position to help you, he said. The man sprang from his chair and walked down the room nervously. Then he tore the mask from his face and threw it on the floor. You're right, the man cried. I'm the king. I know, said Holmes. The moment you walked in the door, I knew who you were. You were William Castle, Zygmunt von Olmsted, Grand Duke of Kassel-Felstein, and hereditary King of Bohemia. You understand that I'm not used to doing such business myself, said our strange visitor. Yet the matter was so delicate that I had to do it myself. I have come from Prague in secret to talk with you. Go ahead, said Holmes, shutting his eyes once more. 5 years ago, I took a long holiday in Russia. There I come to know the well-known adventuress Irene Adler. I believe you know the woman. Please look her up in my index, Watson, said Holmes without opening his eyes. I found a biography sandwiched in between that of a hero rabbi and that of a commander who had written an essay on deep-sea creature. Born in New Jersey in 1858, said Holmes. La Scala, prima donna Imperial Opera of Russia. Retired from operatic stage. Now living in London, Your Majesty and this young person became lovers. You wrote us some revealing letters, and now you wish to get those letters back. You are right, but how did you? Was there a secret marriage? No, the legal papers. No. Then, if this young woman were to use the letter to threaten you or for other purpose, how could she prove they are real? can say it was copied. My private paper stolen. My own seal imitated. My paragraph. Both. We were both in the program. Oh dear. Now that is very bad. You have put yourself in some serious danger. I was only Crown Prince then. I was young, but I'm 30 now. The program has to be recovered. I tried to buy it off her. She refused. I sent my people to steal it. They failed. I don't even know where the program is. Holmes left. It might be funny to you, but it is a very serious problem for me, said the king. What does she plan to do with the program? Read me how I am about to be married. I heard the news. The Cloytly Lothman von Saxe-Main. She is the second daughter of the king. Scandinavia. Our family has very strict principles, and the woman herself is very delicate. And Irene Adler, she is threatening to send them the program. You are sure that she has not sent it yet? I'm sure. How do you know? Because she said that she would send it on the day the marriage is officially announced. That will be next Monday. That gives us 3 days, said Holmes with a yawn. Your Majesty is going to stay in London for now. Certainly, you will find me at the Langham under the name of the Count von Gram. Good. What about the money? I will give you as much as you want. And for expenses, the king took a heavy leather bag from under his cloak and threw it on the table. That's 300 pounds in gold and another 700 in notes, he said. Holmes wrote up a receipt and handed it to the king. And the young lady's address, Holmes asked. Bryony Lodge, Serpentine Avenue, St. John's Wood. One other question. Was the program a cabinet? Yes. Then good night, Your Majesty. We will soon have some good news for you. The wheels of the royal coach rolled down the street, and good night, Watson. Come by tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock. I would like to discuss my case with you.